Aquarius. How are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are sort of doing a bit of whatever comes out reading, but also looking at love. And then I will be pulling a few cards for those of you who are in some sort of no contact situation, whether that be within love or, platonic connections. Okay. But make sure you check out the most recent All Signs videos we've uploaded. We had that full moon shadow work reading, and we have had some really confronting kind of messages with these Halloween readings. So make sure you check those out if you're game. All right. But, tomorrow's Halloween. So happy Halloween to all my Aquarians out there. Today I am using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. I do have the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle for our love portion. And then when we look at no contact, we've got the Angel Answers Love Oracle. Okay, getting into it for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, what's going on for Aquarius? Okay. Clarity for those three cards for Aquarius, please. Okay, and just one more clarity for the third card. And okay, and what area of life is this in regard to for our Aquarians? What aspect of life is this in regard to for Aquarius? Okay. Well, probably going to be another confronting, in-depth sort of reading for you here, Aquarius, because what I'm seeing here, firstly, we've got the crossroad, okay, the pathway. In this particular deck, we've got it represented by the two doorways. So the staircase walking up, and you kind of having to choose a door, whichever door, go on through, walk on through the door you choose kind of vibe. So it's really some sort of upcoming choice or decision that you are needing to make. And then when I've done your the area of life clarification, we have gotten the scythe, which does talk about a sudden unexpected change, a sudden break or change. So we're definitely looking at, I feel like this choice is going to come in pretty suddenly, that you kind of, it feels like for a lot of you being forced to make some sort of a choice, and it's going to sort of come up unexpectedly, that you have to make a change. All of a sudden this needs to change, and what do you choose? What do you want? This or that? Is kind of how that feels. I'd also have the anchor coming through with that choice as well. So this choice is, it's something that, don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. So, the anchor holds us sort of steady and stuff. But, I am feeling it's quite sort of, I'm actually feeling that anchor's more like, it's the anchor's kind of stuck on the bottom of the ocean at the moment, and you're needing to make this choice in order to, quickly pull that anchor up and set sail again. I feel like this choice is in regard to something that has been a bit sort of stuck energy in your life. So for some, this is going to be different for everybody. All right. For some of you, the extra clarification I've gotten in regard to what area of life this may be in regard to, we have the tree and the heart. Okay, so for some of you, it's out and out love relationships, but for majority of you, this has got to do more so, with your self-love, the way that you care for yourself and love yourself and have grown your loving self, grown your heart space. So it's more like an internal thing for majority of you there, but it's kind of you coming from some sort of stuck zone with that anchor there. That's something that holds us in place. It usually can hold us steady in calm, like calm during those storms, but it feels a lot more like it's something that's sort of been stuck, maybe even weighing you down a little bit, holding you down to the bottom of the ocean type energy, and you needing to all of a sudden make some sort of choice or decision regarding that sort of stuck energy. I feel like for some of you, the choice is, do you just break away from this completely? Do you, just cut that out of your life altogether? This, whatever this stuck sort of thing is, do you just cut that out altogether? But what it's actually doing, what this choice is actually bringing about for a lot of you, you are, this choice is, do I have a conversation with somebody? We do have the birds here, followed by the moon. All right, so it's a very interesting energy because this particular deck, we've got two birds cards in this deck. Okay, we do have these birds here, and then we do have a second birds card, which is the owls. So this one does talk. They both do talk about conversations. But this one is a lot more, that gossip, chitter chatter, social conversations type energy. And then we do have the moon there as well, which does talk about, there's a side note of follow your intuition when you're making this decision. But overall, it's sort of saying emotions being brought up, being stirred up, you being sort of sensitive emotionally. So it's kind of like, I'm kind of getting that for some of you, this is, making the choice to have this conversation with people that, in regard to, it may be gossip, rumors, just chitter chatter. When I see conversing emotionally, sometimes this is like you kind of making the decision that, I've been really stuck, I've been really stuck lately. I'm going to go talk to a professional about my emotions, so this definitely could be talking about taking that step of, choosing to go talk to a psychologist or something along those lines as well, choosing to talk to friends even. Have emotional conversations, talking to people and having sort of more emotional conversations, letting people know, what's going on with your emotional side, and I'm feeling for some of you, this has got to do with more the emotional sensitivities, like maybe you approaching, because with that birds card, like I said, it can be talking about gossip. So it can, I am getting that for maybe one of you. This is you sort of choosing to face someone in regard to, look, I know you've been gossiping about me, but, it's kind of really set me off and made me really emotional because I know that you're, spreading rumors about me or gossiping about me or something along those lines. So for some of you, it may be something along that sort of a line, but that's not, I don't feel for many of you at all. It's a very interesting energy because it's bringing about a lot of conversational energy, and because I'm getting multiple cards that do talk about the same sorts of things. All right, so not only do we have that anchor that's sort of holding you down, weighing you down a little bit there, I do also have the mouse and the mountain. So we're clearly seeing that there is some sort of challenge that is sort of eating away at you with that mouse energy. And the mountain is like a challenge or an obstacle that you're having to face. And the obstacle is that this is eating away at you, and it's kind of, making you, I feel like it's making you feel as though you're losing out, and you're, um, you know, stuck. That's why you've been feeling so stuck and weighed down by all this, because it's this heavy obstacle. There doesn't seem to be much movement, and you're trying to start talking to people about that. We are also seeing the second birds card coming out for that as well. So the owls is talking about being very wise, and having smarter conversations. So we do see a bit of a progression here as well. So initially you might be having very emotional conversations, but you do sort of progress to because it seems as though whatever decision you're sort of making to have these conversations, having the more emotional conversations, they do seem to need to happen, but it feels as though they're not actually, overcoming the obstacles, because we are still seeing the obstacles coming up after that once again. So it's kind of like it just sort of makes you maybe a little bit more aware of how you actually feel about this, and so then you're able to sort of think through things, a lot more, using your inner wisdom a lot more, and actually have those conversations in a much more mature way, all right, in order to get over those obstacles. But like I said here, we do have that tree and the heart. So this is all happening, for you, for your personal growth, and your ability to love yourself more. All right, especially too with that emotions coming up strong there in the middle. It's kind of like you deciding that, look, I need to do something about this. I need to I need to change something. I can't keep going this way. Everything's stuck, and everything just feels like it's weighing down on me, eating away at me. Feels like obstacles. It feels like this huge mountain in front of me that I can't get over. I need to start having these conversations with people, and for a lot of you, these conversations are choosing to stand up to people. I feel just intuitively they're standing up for yourself a little bit more, and that's the sudden change, is that you're going to stand up for yourself in whatever these situations are. So, but ultimately, it's all about you and your emotional well-being, and your your self-care and your growth as a person. So I do feel like we did just do the shadow work readings over the weekend, so they may be that one may be very useful to you at the moment, Aquarius, especially if this is resonating for you. All right, Aquarius, what's going on for Aquarius with romantic love? Okay. So I'm seeing once again, I am getting a clear sort of progression here. Firstly, we have the Grim Reaper. All right, so how apt to have his little face pop on out with his little friend up here. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. All right, so there's this element, like I feel for a lot of you that there's something that you've been holding on to when it comes to love, and it's kind of letting you know that maybe that's the emotional change that you need to start making, is accepting that this has ended and it is over, and that it's now time for you to focus on your healing and yourself, and for you to grow and transform your life, because we do, like I said, we do see a progression here. We do have the sword and the rose as well, so that's sort of saying clarity, truth, revelations, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. So I'm feeling that solidarity. You may be seeking that solidarity through having conversations with others about what's going on for you emotionally. with this stuff. But I do feel as though it is sort of getting revealed to you. I feel like this is that revelation is that, it's getting revealed to you that, and I feel like for one or two of you, this is just going to be like that. You wake up one day and you realize that's over, moving on. Whereas others of you, it's going to take a little bit longer. But it is kind of like that revelation of, you know what, I'm finally over that past thing, and now it's time for me to, start moving forward and start focusing on me for once, instead of focusing on past love connections. And then we do see the phoenix, all right? So the phoenix always rises from the ashes, all right? It does say new phases, rekindling, renewing, transformation, growth, and a changed mind. So we did see that Grim Reaper saying it's time for transformation and growth. And then we do see you moving into the Phoenix, where that is that transformation and that growth. That's you burning this guy to the ground and then rising from the ashes. And we also do see, that sword in the middle, which is like that scythe energy, that sudden revelation, that sudden change, where all of a sudden you're like, no, that's in the past. I'm moving on. I'm going to renew and grow and transform, and I don't need that in my life anymore. But finding the solidarity and having those conversations, even if for some of you there's like I do feel like I do feel that with both the birds cards coming out, that these conversations are involving other people. But for maybe one or two of you, the conversations always start within yourself, all right? So having that deep conversation with yourself, but also relying on a sense of solidarity with others. In a lot of people have been through similar things, and you may not even realize it, but it always seems to be the case when you go through something, you end up just randomly running into people or meeting new people that have gone through very, very similar things, or even finding out that, people that you've known for a long, long time and you just haven't talked about that before, but all of a sudden realizing that, hang on, they've actually gone through something quite similar as well. It may have been a totally different situation, but the feelings were similar, so you can actually find that solidarity with others and converse with others and help you release some of that past energy as well. All right, Aquarius. For those Aquarius who are in a no contact, so whether this be, romantic no contact situation or platonic, family, friends, any no contact situation that you may find yourself in. Okay, Aquarius and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Aquarius and the person they are not currently in contact with. One more, please. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to grab a third one for you. Aquarius and the person they are not currently in contact with. All right. I wanted to say the same thing, and it always does it to me. Sometimes if it doesn't want to give me extra information, it'll give me the same message, just in different wording, which is kind of what's happened here. All right. Listen to your intuition. All right. So that's very reminiscent of, that moon energy, that emotional intimacy, really, really, listening to your intuition when it comes to, making decisions about, am I stuck? Am I needing to remove this stuck energy? Am I going to suddenly move on and change this and whatnot? Really listening to your intuition about this no contact situation as well. You yourself have a lot to tell yourself and you just don't realize it yet, but look for a sign. Okay, so we are seeing the look for a sign card. So once again, very, very similar to looking within your intuition for answers, but looking for a sign. So a lot of the time that that we do sort of see signs when we're asking the universe about a specific person, there will be signs, all right, as to you know, what's going on with that situation in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of, you know, asking for that sign, and then looking for it, and you will receive it. All right. The example I'm using lately is, you know, I have been sort of asking about a specific person myself, that I'm in a no contact situation with, and I'm kind of like, will I hear from that person soon? Like, you know, will they reach out at some point? And all of a sudden, I went and borrowed books and whatnot from my local library. Every single book I had borrowed, which I just picked up a few random books, had the exact same name as a character in each book. And it was the person's name. And it gets to a point where you're like, okay, that's just too, like, that's just too much. But, a lot of signs and synchronicities are available to us if we know to look. All right. But we are also seeing in the near future. All right. So I do feel that from a lot of you, there is going to be some sort of contact with this person in the near future. All right. So in the near future, I'm kind of feeling that that's going to be, for a lot of you, that's actually within a month. But, I would say, between sort of, within a month to maybe 3 months. All right. But look for those signs, because if you spot those signs, that speeds it up for you. All right. That's what we have for you today, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Do go back and check out that or the full moon shadow work reading. A lot of interesting, confronting messages for everybody. Okay, but make sure to check it out. But thank you so much for all your time. Please like and subscribe. I do really appreciate it. Just a super small channel over here, so all your support does mean a lot to me. Okay, but I'll see you all again soon.